Alright, we're back for some more TNT Championship Season 1 2024 action. I'm Delthius, and we are popping into Melvinfro vs. Heartseed. On the left-hand side, we've got Melvinfro. And on the right, Heartseed. Ooh, cool. Alright, so, again, this deck for Melvin is super strong. I love the Badger Owl, and again, you know, I think the weakness of Melvin's deck is the fact that he's just squirrels for tier 1. We don't count pigeons. Pigeons are there for different reasons. You know, so he doesn't have mole, lizard, or toad. So if Heartseed can take advantage of that, you know, maybe something can happen here. Heartseed's been playing very well this season. Also streaming some games on Twitch. Check that out as well. And Ferret Balloon, mine, is really interesting. I think mines are a little bit underutilized with ferrets. It's perfect. It's what we would call the lonely unicorn technique. It's a weird inside joke between me and my wife, but we used to play a lot of League of Legends, and she would play Soraka, and then I'd wait in the bush, right? And she's the lonely unicorn all by herself. Oh no, I'm just a healer, and then they jump on her, and then bam, I come out of the bush and kill him, right? So that's Heartseed with his ferrets and mines here. It's the lonely ferrets. Just like, oh no, and then, you know, you chase the ferret into the minefield. Melvinfro wanting to expand very quickly, as most of the top players tend to do. Let's see how Heartseed wants to respond. He's gonna go ahead and get the tier 2. He knows that Melvinfro can't really punish it. So, Melvin does scout it, though. Gets his own tier 2. Curious, yeah, just one farm for now, maybe 2? Okay. So let's see how Heartseed responds to this. If left unchecked, Melvinfro is in the lead. So, it's really... Heartseed's kind of the one that needs to make a decision right here. Do I want to get aggressive and try to punish Melvin's greed, or do I want to, you know, build a mill and try to play the macro game with him? And Heartseed wants to punish the greed. Setting up some mines. Moving his units into a weird angle. But Melvinfro saw those couple squirrels moving out. So he's going to try some cliff abuse here. But Melvinfro adjusts accordingly. Melvin did get that scout and saw that the units are coming in. So this attack probably not going to work for Heartseed. Heartseed was really hoping to catch the opponent with the proverbial pants down. But let's see, is that, I think you can still hit that mill. Yeah, he's got to kind of hug the falcon rather in there. So, gonna doof down that mill a little bit. Does he want to take this engagement though? I don't think so. Good call there from Heartseed. That's a very quick decision. Only loses one squirrel for the attempt. So Heartseed, are we expanding yet? No, we are not expanding. I like this from Heartseed. Don't play Melvin's game. Melvin's like probably the best player right now, right? I mean, he's objectively, not probably, he is the best player right now. He is the champion. He won last season against Sasha. And Melvin wants to play that big eco game. So if you are going to play a big eco game against Melvin, you're probably going to lose. So Heartseed trying to keep Melvin on his toes, trying to pivot into some tempo here, some aggression. Waiting for the right moment, though, is going to get the mill going. We are almost at the 5-minute mark, so... But he did prevent Melvinfro from playing a macro game. He forced Melvin onto a one-base game, and Melvin, very similarly to R22, did go ahead and take some tier 3 here. And Heartseed hasn't scouted it. Balloon coming up. Has Heartseed scouted it? Heartseed did scout it, excuse me. Double balloon. Probably needs another balloon over here as well. This is interesting. Alright, so Melvin a little bit ahead here, both in tech and economy. Heartseed going for game number 3, though. Or, I'm sorry, mill number 3. And Melvin says enough is enough, and is gonna start... Oh, the mines hit the Badger, though. Doof it down to, like, half HP. The Pigeons are already starting to heal it back up, however. And the Falcons are not quite... Oh, my God. Badgers are so good. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Now, Heartseed did have a lot of money invested in balloons, though, that did not help in that engagement. So something to keep in mind there. I don't know. I think the general consensus is like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I see there's some good players in the chat, but like, you don't want to target the Badger, right? Isn't that a bait? Like, don't you want to kill all the support units around the Badger? And then the Badger's left alone? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong there. I think it depends on how much burst you have, right? Like, if you have something like 8 Falcons, you could probably just try to target the Badger. But it's just like so much DPS that does literally nothing if the Badger doesn't die. Whereas you could be using that DPS instead to like knock out the squirrels and stuff and pigeons. But it's very like, when you see that Badger, right, you want to kill it. It's very tempting to just go for it. Now, Melvinfro is getting into his final form here. Double Owl on the way. And this is not the game Heartseed wanted to play. You know, Heartseed's deck is not designed for the late game. I think Heartseed needs to identify the Badger, the Owl transit. If Heartseed moves in now, maybe there's a chance. But again, it's still tough. I mean, Badger's just really strong if you can't quite kill it. But a lot of money right now. 720 food for Melvinfro is wrapped up into units that aren't here right now. Obviously, it's easy for us to know Heartseed should attack, but we have omnipotent vision here. Instead, Heartseed gonna weather the storm with some more balloons. But the Owls are here. Like, Melvinfro is he's kind of got there. Like, he's got where he wanted to be. From here, Melvin can just, like, start scaling more Falcons, right? Ooh, but the question is, can Heartseed out-eco Melvin? But it won't matter. Okay, this is actually pretty hype. If Heartseed can survive, and then he can out-eco with the third base, a lot of Toads just negating the mice there. The Owls were a complete surprise. Heartseed had not known that those were coming. And yeah, Melvin just gonna blow him over. GG, game 1. Going to Melvin. Melvin's deck is just designed to hold on and get to the late game. And he was able to do it that time. It was very clear Heartseed was trying to prevent that, but just could not quite make it happen. Let's see how game number 2 pans out. And the right with the same comp here, Melvinfro, and up top, Heartseed with the Toad Ferret Mine. Same comp as well. No balloon this time. We have the wolf instead of balloon. Okay. This is not bad. Heartseed can kinda, like, this is pretty good spot for ferrets to harass. Like, if Heartseed makes some mines up here, you know, can shoot here, can retreat to the high ground, retreat to the mines. Nice map for Melvin. I definitely say map advantage to Melvin. I guess there's a little path here. I mean, Heartseed can take this as the second base. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world against Melvin. Melvin is not wanting to be super aggressive. As I say that, though, Melvin did open with a 6-farm Warren. He's trying to play against... This is smart. This is what you got to do. Now, Melvin is very good at aggression as well. Like, Melvin likes to go into macro games, but he can play a one-base game. He can play a pre-8 farm game. Just like everyone else. But instead, he's just kind of making sure Heartseed's awake. Not going to overcommit. Only builds the one squirrel, by the way. That's a trick you can do if you keep queuing the farms. That way, you're only spending 80 food instead of 120. And you get those extra farms up a little bit faster, so... A little bit of no harm, no foul, pre-8 farm stuff going on there. And Heartseed should know Melvin's comp. I mean, Heartseed's pretty active. I think he's been trying hard this season, been casting, been watching streams in here in the chat right now. So should probably know what Melvin's bringing. And that Melvin generally does stick to the same style. But look at this. This is what I was talking about previously, where it's like, even though you use the same deck, you can do different things. And that's exactly what we see here from Melvin. He's playing a one-base game right now. And I'm curious if it's because the map is bad for Heartseed, so he knows Heartseed's probably going to have to play a one-base game as well. But I think the one-base game is a little bit better for Heartseed because he's got Squirrel Toad. He's going to come in here. He probably gets a pig. Oh, Melvin trying to target down all the toads. One does connect. And a pig goes down. Melvin taking a little bit of damage there. Good engagement for Heartseed. But Melvin does have the skunk on the way, which is going to make this Tier 1 stuff from Heartseed pretty over. Heartseed doesn't know about the Tier 2 yet. He's about to find out. He sees it, so... Ferrets or Falcon is the question here for Heartseed. Knows it's probably a skunk coming out of Melvin. Gonna be the Falcon. And Melvin actually just gonna come up and do a little bit of skunk harass. This is spicy. You can't actually get punished for this. Nice control there from Melvin. Double skunk. Double skunk is so strong. That's just so much HP to chew through. Gas on every unit. The constant dot. So we'll see how Heartseed... Okay, this is an important scout for Heartseed. Does see it. Let's verify that. I didn't do a good job on the vision there. Yep, does know it's double tier 2. And Melvin taking a ninja. Heartseed's got some mines on the map. Instead of trying to get their own tier 2, gonna go ahead and try to move out. I don't know, man. Skunks are pretty good against this comp. Heartseed gonna crush through, though. Gets a lot of Warrens. Kills a single skunk, but loses the army in the process. So some damage was dealt, but the army got wiped. Oh, if Melvin runs over these mines, though! Oh, my God! Oh! That was a great mine. Oh, my God. Melvin! Oh, yes! Heartseed! Dude, those mines were so good. Those mines, like, just saved Heartseed's life, dude. They killed so many weakened squirrels. Alright, alright. Heartseed's still in business. 5 minutes about to be here, though. This is a big problem. Melvin has the second base up and running. Heartseed doesn't. Heartseed's gonna fix that right now. Not too far behind Melvin, but he does need to commit to some farms there. Melvin is going to get those. It killed one squirrel, they'll chill out. Did it really? No, there was like a bunch. It killed like at least like 3 or 4. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, Melvin scouts it. I'm just a sucker for some good mine hits, man. I love seeing the weird underutilized stuff like that. Another base here. Heartseed scouts it, though. So has Heartseed seen both? He's only seen the one, so Heartseed might actually think that they're ahead in economy right now. because they did not scout the ninja. So no tier 3 just yet for Melvin. Doesn't really have the economy for it. This was another scrappy game. And Heartseed's just going to start scaling into Falcons. Melvin just building into some more tier 2 here. The game is kind of chilled back down as like the main base economy fallowed out and both players are kind of forced to rebuild. Neither one feels confident enough to go in and win the game. The space right here for Melvin is really good. It's just giving Heartseed such incorrect information. I think it was really smart that Melvin like built another one, because otherwise Heartseed would realize, like, okay, you gotta have farms somewhere, and go check those other bases more. So much gas, getting a ton of damage already down onto Heartseed's units. Heartseed gonna try to find the right angle, get some good hits with the Toads, but only takes out a couple skunks with them. Really wants to get those Toads to connect on the squirrels. Gonna try to back out with the Falcons. Gonna lose one. Yeah, loses one on the retreat there, so. Alright, Heartseed trying to stabilize here. Interesting point from Sincho in the chat, saying he was disappointed that the random maps feel like they held the game back a little bit. We actually did a lot of tournaments on non-random maps, and I think there's a lot of argument to be made that people enjoy the random aspects of the maps because it makes you have to pivot, if that makes sense, and play the map a little bit more. But yeah, we have done tournaments before where some folks made some like really good, like balanced, like mirrored, like StarCraft style maps, and they're pretty fun tournaments. All right, lots of skunks here in the front, trying to get some gas down. Heartseed's army is looking pretty fresh, but Melvin is mostly just moving around with his skunks. One skunk goes down. Actually, two skunks go down by the ferrets there. Ferret's getting a little bit of work in. I just feel bad for Heartseed though, because I think the real tale of this game is that those two farms were never scouted. How much of an advantage is that actually giving Melvin, though? I mean, that is a much better economy. Like, Heartseed thinks it's an even economy, but Melvin's economy is actually 150%. Alright, Heartseed pushing in. Melvin is going to be able to hold this off. These types of games always feel weird. Like, I bet Heartseed's very frustrated right now. Like, why? Like, how? How does he have that? And then you watch the replay later, and it's like, oh yeah, he had the two hidden farms. Nice try there by Heartseed. Melvin up 2-0. Let's see if Heartseed can bring it back. And give the king a black eye. In the bottom, Heartseed. And up top, Melvin. Melvin pivoting into a fox. Other than that, similar deck. And not the... I always hate spawning on the low ground like this. Again, another kind of Melvin map here. I mean, Melvin cannot complain. This ramping is very good, and a lot of times this can be a problem when you have the high ground right next to a mill like this, but this is all just nonsense. Like, this isn't a real part of the map. So there's no way that Heartseed can really get Falcons over in this position to do cliff abuse. I mean, I can't say no way, because in theory, he could, like, walk his commander over here, rally the Falcons, walk the commander, rally the... There's no way that happens, though. That's so much work. Watch that happen and win the game for Heartseed. But yeah, it always sucks when you're on the low ground like this with your main. Heartseed does have an okay natural here. And does have balloons, which is pretty cool. And this is a very... This map, actually, the balloons could work out. Especially because Melvin had dropped the owls, which are kind of good against balloons. And instead has a fox, which the balloon is like the biggest anti-fox repellent spray in the game. So, 8-farm double from both sides at this point. And yeah, I think Heartseed will probably be okay with this map. I mean, does have a second and a third base if we're just being real. Can just defend this area. Like, Heartseed just can't let this be a one-base game. Like, if I'm Heartseed, I probably want to expand. I don't know, but you are against Melvinfro, right? Who wants to play that expansion-style game. Not a whole lot to say just yet on this one. Thanks everybody for tuning in, of course. There's going to be a lot of casting today, by the way. After I'm done, Tosh is going to cast, and then after Tosh is done, Kerpa is going to cast. So we are trying to get through as many of these tournament matches as we can. And yeah, don't, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Tatanka, I see you're in the chat, but I mean, it's open to anybody. If you want to cast some games, check some games off and cast them. You know, at this phase, there's no official caster or non-official caster. It's just, you know, help us out, get everybody's matches played. It's always a lot of fun to watch Tooth and Tail. It's always a lot of fun when you've played to see your game cast. So we really, and this will not get done if it was just me alone, obviously, right? Like, I cast like a few games a week, if that. So really appreciate everybody else. I know Kerpa's been casting, Master Nonsense, aka Heartseed's been casting, QQ did some games, Urban Olive, of course, Jason Blade. Yeah, Jason Blade put out some as well. So a lot of people are casting right now. Alright. Not a lot to say just yet. Yeah, this is exactly what I'd expect from Heartseed here. You want to just try to control this area because this is finally what Heartseed's deck wants to do. Like, he can build a big balloon wall and be a pain in the ass with the ferrets. Like, that's what he's going for. And Melvinfro, without the owls this time, this could be a Heartseed victory. Like, I'm looking at this map, I'm looking at these compositions, and I think Heartseed's got a perfectly solid chance this game. There's no kind of hiccups in the early game. Melvinfro doesn't have any kind of, like, built-in advantage. Look at this. Man, these high-level... Dude, this is just such crazy. Heartseed didn't scout that either. He went to check for a tier 3 rather than the farms, and Melvin just boomed up. So Heartseed needs to see this immediately. And then you have the decision to either move out or just match on farms. I think you just match on farms. Like, this is a good map for what Heartseed wants to do. Could even take this mill and, like, make balloons even more high up, and then you basically choke Melvin out of the third base. But this is not going to work if Heartseed doesn't realize that Melvin is already full economy on that second base. He needs to see... Okay, perfect. He sees it. So Heartseed can come back and match the greed on his own base. There it is. So from here, the game plan can become starve Melvin out. Oh, but Melvin with the double badger. Okay. Alright. That does make sense. Like, balloons are technically good against badgers. Like, if you can actually get the shot on the badger, it deals a ton of damage. So Melvin's thinking, okay, you know, your balloon wall will probably kill my first badger, but the second badger will make it through. The first badger will be gladly sacrificed. This is interesting. This comp looks good for Heartseed, though. Again, the fair, like, yeah, he's gonna do what I was saying earlier. He's gonna try to bring out his territory a little bit more. I don't like the ferrets yet. I think you want the ferrets when Melvin tries to take this third. Heartseed can get some balloons up before the Badgers. The problem is that he just doesn't know about the Badgers. He doesn't know that it's a little bit more of a dire situation. Okay, balloon. Look at that. That's just like the perfect balloon spot. Let's just take a second to appreciate this defense. Defense. Yeah, three balloons, baby. Let's do it. If this holds, Melvin's in a tough spot. Because again, Melvin will not be able to take this third base. There's no way. Melvin has to win the game on 2 bases. And right now it's probably going to be his strongest push that he gets. And Melvin's just building, Heartseed's building more mines and balloons. You love to see it. Alright, Melvin's probably going to try to find an angle here. I mean, the balloons are going to be great against, like, everything Melvin has. They're going to one-shot the tier 1. I think that they one-shot the Falcon as well. And Heartseed could potentially go up to 4 bases here. Yeah, quite no cliff abuse there. Yeah, this is fantastic. When's the last time we saw a competitive balloon wall game? Mishi's in chat. You gotta be loving this, Mishi. Alright, here we go! Oh, the mines come in! Oh my gosh, such carnage out of these balloons. Only the one balloon's really fiery, though. Oh my god. Melvin's RV's about to get shredded here. The one Badger's still alive, but it's not going to be able to push it any further. And fantastic defense there from Heartseed. And again, Heartseed literally never has to attack this game. They have the third base down here. As long as they can keep this balloon wall up, and with the architecture of this map, Melvin really can't... There's no, like, going around the back door or anything like that. Like, Melvin has to come through the meat grinder. I think we're going to be in for a long one here, you guys, but I do think Heartseed eventually wins this. Let's see if Melvin can pull a rabbit out of his hat. Don't count Melvin out. He is the champion. Even getting some cliff abuse here. Yeah, if Heartseed got, like, caught there or something. Heartseed also doesn't have the third kicking yet. They really need to get that going, because that's the advantage that Heartseed's going to have. Is the fact that Melvin is strangled on 2 bases. Oh, Melvin. Oh my god, Melvin! Oh no. He found the secret entrance. He found the chink in Heartseed's armor. Heartseed's gonna go for the base race. Oh my gosh. Dude, Melvin's about to win this. Holy moly. Heartseed did not cover that western flank. That's it, GG? Oh my god, Melvin. Dude, this is why he's the best. Any other player, Heartseed probably wins that, but, you know. Melvinfro, champion for a reason. 3-0.